Maryland and Florida both trying to be elite. Maryland here thanks to the late game heroics of that man. Derek Queen's buzzer beater to sneak by Colorado State. Terps trying to reach their first Elite Eight since 2002 when they won the whole thing. Taking on a top seed in Florida. Haven't been to the Elite Eight since 2017, early first half. In transition, some worry here for the Gators. After the play, you see Alex Condon coming up limping. Off to the locker room, got checked out. Would remain out for the remainder of the first half. And saw him trying to work things out there on the bike. So Florida got to go without him. Walter Clayton Jr. on the bounce. Lays it in, Gators by 5. Late first half, in transition, long outlet. Clayton full court to Will Richard, easy lay. Gators up 1. What a pass from Clayton. Under a minute left in the half. Off the Maryland turnover, going the other way again. Gators in transition. Clayton feeds Richard. He rolls it home. Florida goes in the locker room up just 2. Richard and Clayton combined for 24 of Florida's 40 in the first half. Early second half, now a 7-point game. Derek Queen drives and lays it home. 2 of his 27 makes it a 5-point game. Next Maryland possession. Julian Reese drops the midi. Terps down just 3. Maryland trying to stay in this one, and look who it is. Florida gets a boost with 13 to go. Condon checking back in. Minute later, Richard feeds Condon, collects, tips. That's Micah Hanlington tipping it home. Gators up 10. Awareness and hustle there from Condon on the floor. Under 8 minutes left. Shelton Miguel rejected by Condon, suing Florida possession. Denzel Aberdeen drives off glass. Gators by 16, pulling away. Caps an 11-2 run. They can feel it. Under 5 now. Richard off the handoff. Richard! What's happening? Finished with a team high 15. Angel Reese on hand. Gators win 87-71. 6 players in double figures as Florida advances to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2017. It's their 8th Elite Eight appearance in the last 20 years. It's tied for the most by any team over that span. As for Maryland, they now turn their focus to the status of their head coach, Kevin Willard, who has been linked to the Villanova job.
What would you say is the most gratifying part of having coached this group? And the follow-up would be, what is your future in terms of returning to College Park? Have you made a decision whether or not you'll be back?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed coaching this basketball team. They from the time they stepped on campus in June, they've just been so much fun to coach, and to kind of see them kind of grow together, have the wins we had on the road, have some of the toughest losses that I've ever dealt with, buzzer beaters, and to overcome that was huge for me. It was one of those things. It was just a whole lot of fun. The staff said it the other day. It was just kind of there's so much fun to be around, and they accomplished a lot. It's in today's world of trying to put together a roster in 3 weeks. These guys all made great strides. And again, the only 2 guys I ever played in an NCAA tournament before was Julian and Jordan. So for those guys to be great leaders, and for us to get to the Sweet 16, I think it shows you how good a group of kids they were. So I have not even. No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just be honest with you. I haven't talked to my agent. I haven't talked to my wife. I made a promise to this team that I was gonna just focus on this team, and that's all I've done. So I haven't talked to anybody. I have an agent. I'm sure he's talking to people because that's what agents like to do. But I don't know.
Hi, Kyle Goon, Baltimore Banner. Just follow up to that, is there something at this juncture you think Maryland can do to bring you back?
Right now, my biggest concerns in life right now, I don't know who my boss is going to be. It's the guy that brought me here, who I really liked and appreciative of him bringing me to College Park, is not here anymore. And I don't know who we're going to hire. And that's, as in today's day and age, that worries me a little bit. I'm just being honest. My honesty got me in trouble. Might as well keep getting me in trouble. So this is going to be a family decision. I love College Park. I love Maryland. But when you're at this point in your career and you're looking at things, I have to take everything into consideration about what's moving forward. But I have not even talked to anybody, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Coach, I just wanted to ask: is the Villanova, presumably, is that an option for you? Like, have they offered you?
I have no
idea. And a follow-up for that, kind of what Kyle said. Has there anything that the new administration and conversations they've had with you that would encourage you?
I'll be honest with you. My guy Brian Ullman deserves a raise because he has been phenomenal. The only person I've talked about my job is with that man over there wearing the muscle hat. He has been absolutely phenomenal. So, but I'm not even sure. I don't know if he's going to be here. So it's just one of those things right now.
Yeah, Coach. Last 20 games, the team has been incredible in the second half, even with the 5 guys who were playing 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And it wasn't like this was a back-to-back game. This was a, 4-day rest or whatever. What happened in that second half? That has not happened in over a month or almost 2 months.
Well, actually, we haven't. We've been getting off to horrendous starts in the second half. Colorado State, we got down 13. We came out at home against Northwestern, didn't play well. We haven't been playing overly well to start the second half, and I think we've talked about it as a group, and we looked at it, and when you play a team that can come off the bench with the guys that they can come off the bench with, that was a big worry. And, we battled, and these guys were battling. I thought the biggest play was the rebound that Condon got and threw it up to the rim. I think it was a 7-point game at the time and pushed it to 9. I just thought that was like a really big momentum breaker. So, but we haven't been starting well for a while. We've been playing well in the second half. We just haven't been starting well, and that start really hurt us.
And the rebound discrepancy, it's just odd after all the games this year.
It's what they do. They're the number 3 offensive rebounding team in the country. They're the largest. They score more points off offensive rebounds than any other team in the country. You have to give them credit. They do a really, really good job at it.
We've got time for 2 more.
Thank you.
Eli Cohn with the Diamondback. Kevin, I know you mentioned, earlier, can't control Twitter, can't control the media, but looking over the past week, do you wish you approached anything differently?
Not at all.
Last question here.
Lindsay Schnell, The Athletic. Kevin, I feel like a lot of times people demand that public figures be honest, and then when they are honest, to your point, sometimes you get in trouble. Today, when you guys left the team hotel, there were some fans that voiced their displeasure. Does that make you think at all about, do you want to be at Maryland?
Not at all. I got my guy. We would not be in the Sweet 16 if it wasn't for Harvey Sanders. Harvey Sanders runs our collective, does all the fundraising, has been instrumental in getting us back to where we are. And Hard gave me the biggest hug. So he matters. I understand fans are going to be pissed because I'm in limbo and this and that. I get it. Like, I'm kind of pissed, to be honest with you, because I didn't expect to be in this situation. But
Coach, thank you for your time.
thank you.
Back in studio with the fellas. TD, talk to me about that depth, because I'm looking at bench points forced into this situation, but 26-0 in favor of the Gators. Sort of took that loss right in stride.
A big fella called it before the game, because we were kind of breaking down like big guys and guards, maybe a little bit of an edge to Florida. And then you were like, no. This game is going to be decided with the bench play, and Florida's team is much deeper.
Absolutely. I mean, when you have 6 guys score double figures for Florida, we said it was going to be depth first, Maryland starting 5, and when you only play 5 guys, your margin for error is, really thin. And we saw that today. I mean, Florida's depth just overpowered Maryland's crab 5s.
Hunter, when a player as important as Alex Condon goes down for the time that he did, for this team to have really taken that in stride, we know there's depth there, but the way the ball moves changes a little bit. The way they play it on that end of the court changes a little bit. What they can do defensively changes a little bit. How impressed were you with the way they did take that in stride?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when a player goes down, you can't mirror that player with another guy. But like Adam said in the pregame, they got 4 starting caliber big men. And so it's kind of like when one goes down, one, you know, fills his shoes and is able to come in and give them great minutes, which they did all game.
I know we were looking at 100 plus, 110 plus out of Alabama, 87 points. Nothing to scoff at here on the offensive end for this Florida team. What jumped off the box score at you?
I think it was just the fact that there were 6 players in double figures, and even when Condon goes down, there's no drop off, there's no slippage. To me, guys, this goes back to a style of play decision that Todd Golden made when he took this job. Remember, he previously coached at San Francisco, and one of the things he talked about is how he learned from competing against Mark Few. Mark Few plays with 2 bigs all the time. He said it gives his teams a high floor because you always rebound, you always get extra possessions, you win that game. But when you have a special team like they do this year, then you have a high ceiling as well. So you kind of protect against those down years and give yourself a chance to really make a run when you have a good year, and make no mistake about it, this is a good year.
Yeah, how about those bigs? Florida won the rebounding battle 42-20, 38 points in the paint. Plus 15 from three-point range. Hall was great. Aberdeen both come off the bench. They combined for 25 points. Maryland had a great year. Queens had amazing talent. I can't wait to see what he's going to do at the next level. He actually developed a lot faster than I anticipated when I saw him in high school. I was like, he's going to be a great college player, but not really sure about the pros.
Tried to tell you.
Yeah, he's been able to put the ball on the floor. He shot the 3. He still had 27 points in this game against, you know, what we all think is going to be the national championship. So what a tremendous talent. I just wonder. A lot of rumors going around that this coach is going bye-bye. Kevin Willard. Supposedly missed the team dinner. You think that could have affected the guys in some ways?
I mean, it's a known thing, but I think, you know, in this era with the NIL and stuff like that, I mean, players are getting paid. They're not really too worried about that kind of stuff. I think, you know, Maryland, from what I've heard from, I know a couple of guys on the team, you know, it was a tight-knit locker room in there, and I think they were all locked in on the game. I think that's more kind of media just blowing stuff out of proportion. I think Coach Willard and this, you know, the team was locked in for the game, but they just ran into, you know, what I think will be the national champions.
Yeah, Kevin Willard, publicly linked to Villanova. We'll have any news on that moving forward. Surely news does move fast these days in the college ranks. You also have an athletic director leaving for SMU.
Yeah, they don't have an AD.
You have a star that's maybe leaving for the next level.
Yeah, can I give him some advice? Run, Kevin,
for NIL.
Run for the hills.
If that is the case, how do you see the future for both Willard and this Maryland program that maybe outperformed expectation this season?
Well, let me say this. Whether he chooses Maryland or Villanova, whoever he doesn't choose has a real problem here. Because the portal opened Monday. We've already seen a couple of really important commitments. You got St. John's who got one. You have Creighton who got one. And Villanova's waiting. Everybody else has made a hire. They're already recruiting.
They're waiting for this guy.
They are waiting for this guy. And if they don't get him, what is the contingency plan? Because apparently he doesn't have any time frame here. They're letting him dictate the tempo of this hiring decision, and they are risk being left behind. Conversely, if he leaves Maryland, they don't have an AD. What is their contingency plan? So wherever Kevin Willard does not end up, that place has got a very real problem.
Well, he blasted them, Joe, from the NIL perspective. I wanted to stay another day in New York. We don't have the budget for it. What type of team? I need this. I need that. Like, that was a really public statement aimed directly at Maryland, but also kind of boost whatever move he makes of, hey, want me to take this job? This is what I need. I need a budget of this. I need that. You know, I'm from the school of, if you're a coach and you've maxed out your time and or your NIL and or your run, and you have another opportunity, like, you got to get out before they get you.
Like he did when he left Seton Hall for Maryland.
I think this is a perfect situation. If he doesn't take the job, Chris Collins, who coaches at Northwestern, please don't leave Chris, but he's supposedly a hot name, and maybe they're just waiting for this Willard piece to fall. When Condon checked out of the game, Maryland's antennas went up, and they got back into it, but Florida was just simply too much. All of us up here, we're smart guys, Joe. All of us have Florida winning, okay?
Yeah.
So what do we know? We also had BYU winning.
I was just going to say, we all had BYU, too.
You can't go from 100% every time.
Fink, final word here. I do want to get your point of view on this. Did you sense a team that was on a different page than their head coach tonight in this loss for Maryland?
No, I'm with Hunter here, and I'm going to use the McNeese example too. With Will Wade, everybody was saying like, oh, this is a distraction. They're not on the same page. Baloney. It just means players and coaches are all on the same page. Hunter can speak to this better than I can, but you're all working for your next paycheck. If your coach is doing the same thing, then at least you're all aligned.
It was Maryland's first loss by more than 6 points this season, and it was by 16, which also matches Florida's largest tournament victory, Sweet 16 round or later. The cream, fellas, it's rising to the top. We have another on to the Elite Eight in the Florida Gators. A look at your winning streaks in Sweet 16 games. It's one thing to get there. It's another to show up and show out. Florida does so again. Now 9 in a row in this round as the table's favorite plays on.